So I've been getting a lot of emails from my distance training program students about the elbow and the joint and how to use it. So I thought I would talk about that today and clear this all up. There's really only a few things we need to do with the elbow, and since Kung Fu is governed by principles, I'm going to show you what the principles are. So the first thing we can do to the elbow is break it. So what's going to happen, he's going to throw this left punch. So to break the arm, I'm going to block and grab it. Now, we never really try to just grab, block and grab the punch by itself. We're going to block it and grab it. Now, the first thing that has to happen, this needs to be attached to some part of your body. So I've attached it here now. The next thing that has to happen, it needs to be locked out, which it is now, because what I did, I blocked it and turned it, and it kind of locked it out. So now what I need to do is, once it's locked out, I need to apply enough pressure on it to snap it. One more thing that's really important about this is that you have to hit it about 1/4 to 1/2 inch above this elbow joint. It doesn't matter if I got it locked out here and I hit it in the center of the arm here, it's not going to break. So I need to hit it about 1/4 inch past the elbow joint. So one more important thing about this is if somebody gets this on you and they've attached it to the body and they begin to break your arm, you're going to recognize he's going to do something to your elbow. So if that happens, when he comes in to do it at the very last minute, he's going to bend his arm like this. And since it's now locked out here, if I hit this on the point of the elbow, it's going to break my arm. So what will happen? Let's do it again. When I go to break it, he does this. If I hit it right at the elbow, it would break my own arm. So that's what you have to do to prevent him from breaking your arm. Also, if you're practicing with an opponent, you're going to want to find out where you're hitting on the guy. So if I block this and attach it and go to hit it, he bends it down, it'll show me where I've hit it. I hit it right in through here, which is not good enough. So what I would do here, I'm going to come and do it again. Now if he bends it down, I can see now that I'm only about 1/4 inch past the elbow. So when you're practicing this, every once in a while have your opponent go ahead and bend it so you can see where you're hitting it. So the next thing we want to do is set a leverage on it. So we can set leverages. We're going to use, that was like the beginning of lesson 7. We're going to use it now. So we're going to use like lesson 8 also now to do this. If he throws a big haymaker roundhouse punch or a roundhouse punch, what happens now, I'm just kind of hooking. I'm not really interested in breaking it. But notice it's got a big bend in it here. So I need to attach it to my body and bring my arm in about 1/4 inch past the elbow and lock it out. So, once it's locked out, I just locked it out by putting pressure on it here. And watch, if I put any more pressure, see what he's going to do here? So what I'm going to do here is attach it, lock it out. It's bent, this big roundhouse punch. I'm going to lock it out here. Now what I need to do is keep this here tucked into my body and just get a lever on it. What happens is people do this, and they raise this up, and see what happens, this bends, it unlocks it. So I'm going to hook it, attach it to my body, come underneath it, lock it out, and then roll it over. Notice that this didn't actually hit my body, and it puts him in this position where I can come in and get him in the jaw, whatever I want to do. And so that's a good principle for lesson 8. Again, it's that 1/4 inch thing. Lock it out, attach it, lock it out. So I might, and we could control a man by this elbow joint. We use this a lot. Not only does the old school use it, but the new school uses it too. We use it a lot. Every time you do something a little different, the principle changes. So I might throw this punch. I'm going to block it and grab it. Now I need to step in. This time I'm going to cover the entire joint. I'm going to step in front. Now I've got the whole joint covered. Now I'm pushing down here. I can take him all the way to the prone position with this, or down to the knee or whatever. But the thing with this one is, again, it has to be, and it doesn't matter how you get this. I could just grab it and step in and do it. But what I need to do on this, I need to lock this leg out too, or sweep it back. And then he's going to go right onto the ground with it. So I can take him to his bending. I can bend him over the waist. I can put him on the ground. I can put him on his knees too. If I grab this here and turn it, now what's going to happen is I'm just going to grab with this, and I'm going to hook it on here. It's always got to be attached right. I want to put him down to his knees. So what I'm going to do is grab it. I'm going to bend it. Look, pull him right on down. He goes right down to the knee. Bam. I can take him out from there. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do with it. I can take and make him throw his body into my knee or whatever I want. So if I came here and hit the guy, again, I've attached it to my body, this is not quite locked out. So in this case, I'm going to come to the hollow of my elbow and put it on the hollow of his elbow. And when I apply pressure, he's going to come right into me. So I can knee him in the groin. This is, by the way, a 10-footer. If I hit him here, he bends over. There's no way I can knee him in the groin. So what I need for him to do is throw his body at me. So what I'm going to do is loosen him up. I'm going to make him throw that body at me. I could also throw him into another opponent. If I'm fighting more than one guy, and each guy, there's a man back there, I could actually throw him into that other opponent. I could also throw him off a cliff with it, or whatever I wanted to do with it, right? So that's a good way to manipulate. There's many, many more uses. I could combine a wrist leverage with an elbow leverage right here. And then once I get it to the ground here, see, now what I can do is lock this out from here and break it from there. So I can't go over all the uses of this elbow, but I can tell you this, it's used extensively in this art. So I hope that this helps. So for you young belts, here's all I need for you to do. I need for you to know that these principles exist. Once you practice them long enough, then you'll learn how to do them. So if you can't do them right now, that's okay. You just keep practicing them, you'll learn how to do them. Once you're doing them correctly, then you could build them into a conditioned reflex. Once you've done it long enough and you do the conditioned reflex, and you figure out how they work and why they work, then you can master the techniques and become a master yourself. Once you've mastered enough of these techniques, these principles, then you can become a master yourself. So each one of these tidbits of information are like a gold coin. I like to refer to them as gold coins. You wouldn't just discard a gold coin. You're going to covet that gold coin. And I want you to do the same thing with these techniques and these tidbits of information. So good luck. Thank you very much.